Yes, you are. Come on in. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. You are welcome in this place. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Yes, you are. Consuming fire. Sweet perfume. Awesome. We need your presence. Come on in here, God. Holy Spirit. Yes, God. Oh, yes. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. You're welcome in this place. Move amongst us, God. We need you. Yes, God. Consuming fire. Sweet perfume. Your awesome presence. Come fill this room. Yeah. Sweet perfume. Your awesome presence. Come fill this room. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come on in, Jesus. We need you, Lord. Yes, we do. Holy Spirit, come on in, Jesus. Welcome in this place. Yeah. Welcome in. Yeah. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, invite the Holy Ghost wherever you are sitting at, wherever you are driving at right now. He's gonna come in if you invite him in. Yeah. Come on, say welcome. Oh, welcome. We need you, Lord. You are welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I pray that you're having a wonderful afternoon. I want to first of all thank you for joining us for our leadership development
conference, class, workshop, however you want to put it. We're just here to help you develop as a leader, or try to learn different skills and categories. I feel that one of the hardest things for us to do is to be able to come in and learn about being a leader. What does it mean? How does being a leader benefit me? How can I become a better leader? What are some things that leadership looks like? These are all things that we're going to cover in this seminar today and for the next couple of Thursdays. If you are a leader in ministry, in life, and you want to know different ways to be able to work with leaders, to try to find out different types of leaders there are, I am taking time out to help you develop training courses for people that are in leadership, that are trying to get in leadership, trying to develop their leadership base, trying to figure out exactly what type of leaders they have in their ministries as well as their life, and how we can get the most out of those leaders. So if you're watching us, I want to thank you. Those that have joined us, thank you so much for your taking time out of your schedule to be a part of what we're doing here. If you decide you want to comment, you can feel free to comment, like, share, do all of that good stuff. Again, thank you so much for being a part. This is what I'm calling a free conference. What I'm asking everyone to do is, if you feel led, you're blessed, you feel something, shoot us something to our Cash App. What that does, it allows us to keep bringing things like this to you, to be able to bless you, to give you out this free content over the next couple of weeks. This is what we'll do, is to be able to do that. So we ask that you give. If you feel led to give anything, please do so. That's how we keep the ministry afloat, to be able to do these development training courses. Let's get right into it. Our main topic today is leadership development. What kind of leader are you? When you're talking about leadership, what kind of leader are you? If you're a leader, if you're developing people, if you have people that are leading you, people that are taking you to the next level, how can I lead you? And I don't know what kind of leader I am. Some people, watch this. Some people are not developed and meant to lead in certain areas. Some people are afraid of leadership. Some people have not developed their leadership gifts. They might make great leaders, but they have not crafted themselves, spent time and invested the energy and time into being great leaders. So that's some things we're going to talk about tonight. But our scripture reference, because I'm a preacher and I love making sure that everything that we do is backed up with text, is 1 Corinthians 3, verses 6 through 9. 1 Corinthians 3, verses 6 through 9. And it reads like this: I planted, Apollos watered, but God has been making it grow. So neither one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. For we are co-workers in God's service. You are God's field, God's building. Verses 6 through 9, 1 Corinthians 3. I want to focus on this first part in verse 6. It says this: I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God is making it grow. What kind of leader are you? Because understanding that certain people have been struggling and dealing with different things and trying to figure out how you're going to get through what you're going through. But understand this, that you cannot be an effective leader if you don't know what you bring to the table. It's like being in a relationship. You cannot grow in your relationship if you don't know what you're bringing to the table, what you have when you get to the table. Who are you when you get to this level of excellence and growth and breakthrough? How am I pushing to the next level? Because guess what? You have to be comfortable in what you do, because Paul says it like this: I planted, Apollos watered. What does that mean? It literally means this, that one of us, your only job is to plant. If your job is to put it in the ground, it's not to maintain. you can end up frustrated because you're trying to do a job you're not designed to do. What kind of leader are you? Are you a planter? Are you a waterer? Watch this. Are you a pruner? Come on, somebody. What are you? What are your skills? What's your skill set? What are you equipped to do? How are you? How are you being pushed and pulled and trained and turned in this season? How are you? How are you developing yourself? How are you bettering yourself? How are you pushing and exposing yourself? If you are only responsible for planting, watch this. You ought to be the best planter in the world. See, some of us struggle because we don't want to be the best planner because the people that water get to do it longer. We don't want to be the best planner because it seems as if society has dictated what gets rewarded with the response of people's time and energy and effort. But the question is, if you've learned what you're able to do, my question is this, then have you, watch this, have you exposed yourself to different environments that push you? And watch this. If in every arena you go in, you're the big kahuna, you don't have a big field to go into. If every circle you go into, everybody's looking up to you, you have a poor representation of who and what you are. If every circle you're in is made if you're the big person in the circle, you're it. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. Tonight, that's what we're going to deal with and push and pull some things out of. And I won't be before you long. I just wanted to kind of get us on the right foot to be able to develop us to be better leaders. And I don't think some of the problems that we've been facing, especially in church, have come from I don't think some of the issues we have come from us not desiring to be better. I really think part of our problem is that we've run into situations that people have not understood, that you're running a gambit against the grain, that you can, just because you get the title has nothing to do with you being the best at it that you can be. Don't let the title be what God looks at. Watch this, because the Bible says, God says, I'll make your name great. He never said, I'll make your title great. He never said, I'll make you this great person. And in the African American community, we have this mindset, this mode that pastors have to be a jack of all trades. You have to be great and glorious at everything. But the truth of the matter is, most of us are not. And it's the weaknesses that we refuse to display that have hurt churches over years, because we refuse to say, I'm not good at that. I'm not the best at handling this. Doesn't mean I won't try, but understand that that's not what I'm called to do. I'm a planter. If you asking me to water, I've seen people water, but that's not my goal. So the first one we're going to go over is this. Are you ready to lead? Man, are you ready? Are you ready? Do you have a mindset for leadership? Do you have a heart for people? It's hard to lead people if you don't have a mind to love people, to love on people, to embrace people, to push people to be better and spontaneous and to be excited about what they have going on. Are you ready to love people through their pain? Are you ready to guide people when you don't feel like it? Are you ready to push yourself through situations, through hurt, through pain, through dilemma? Are you ready to move from stage to stage with people as they grow? Are you ready to grow? Or are you just stuck on being where you are? See, are you ready to lead? Some people are designed to lead, just not in the area in which they are planted to lead. Some people, watch this, you didn't know you were good at it until you tried it. When you talk about leadership development, some stuff you did not know you were great at it until somebody else saw it in you. I was placed in a position as a youth pastor at a church, and I had no experience as youth pastor. I had no experience dealing with kids. I had told people all the time I didn't really like other people's children, and this pastor saw something in me, and when he saw it, it pushed me to expose myself. I surrounded myself with youth pastors. I surrounded myself with books who I read upon youth ministry. And I became what I felt like was a effective youth pastor. This is the word I want us to take tonight and hold it dearly. Because some stuff you might not be as successful as other people, but you always want to be effective. I might not be successful in your sight, but you cannot say that I did not achieve something. You cannot say that I did not push past what I had going on. Okay. All leaders aren't designed to lead other people. Watch this. Sometimes you can be a leader and your only thing that you're leading is maybe in the structure, but not the people. Y'all don't want to talk to me because some people are not people. They don't like to deal with stuff. They don't like to talk to people. They don't like when people talk to them. They don't know how to talk to people. They have not developed and cultivated people's skills. They only respond. They never really catch it in, pull it into them. Some people struggle when it comes to leadership because we've had hierarchy, because because nobody sees me in the night planting. I want to be out in the middle of the day where everybody can see me water. I want to be a waterer. Are you ready to lead? Watch this. If your actions, John Quincy Adams said this: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. If you deal with people that and they leave you desiring more out of life, more out of themselves, more out of what they're trying to achieve and do, then you are a leader. Are you a leader? Are you leading in the right direction? Are you prepared to lead? Because leaders are hungry. Because it's hard to lead and somebody that's following you knows more about where you're leading them than you do. See, you have to be able to lead, and sometimes being a great leader means you have to learn how to lead leaders. Can you lead other people to be effective in ministry? Can you lead other leaders? Are people willing to follow you? Watch this. Some of us cannot lead because we were poor followers. Some of us cannot become leaders because you have so disrespected leadership that nobody wants to help you come along and pull the wagon, because every time they see somebody helping, you got a negative thing to say. That are you ready to lead? Are you ready to lead? Leading sometimes means putting yourself on the back burner. Means sometimes that you won't be able to tell everybody exactly how you feel. Leading sometimes means that you have to sit back and learn and develop and push the common agenda of what the program is for, even when you don't agree with it. But I'm going to push it because I'm pushing it for the cause, even when I don't agree with it. But because I am a part of what's happening, I'm pushing with it. So that's the first thing. Are you ready to lead? Second thing, because I don't like to have a text and not touch it. In the words of Dr. Kimberly Credit, I like to have a text and touch the text. I planted Apollo's water, but God is making it grow. So neither one who plants nor the one that waters is anything. That it takes it out of you. You're not important. But only God, because God is the one that makes it grow. You can do all of the planting in the world, but if God is not a part of it, then you won't get anything out of it. So the first thing was, are you ready to lead? The second thing is, what's really going on? Why would he tell them this? Because what happened at the church in Corinth, the writer is literally breaking down in verse 3 some issues that the church has had. Because what happened was Paul came in and the church was mad. The church was divided because they all wanted different people. And they had their reasons for wanting different people. They wanted people to follow because that's just what they wanted. It had no basis to it. It had no rhyme or reason. It had no course to make it correct. It literally was them wanting to do them because that's what followers do. Without strong leadership in place, they come up with ideas that won't even work if you gave them their way. That watch this, and that's what makes them a follower. Not a bad thing, because any leader without followers is just a person taking a walk. Understand this, that in church, when you talk about leadership, when you talk about developing leadership, moving leadership, taking leadership to the next level and phase, that you have to understand this, that when you're leading people of God, then he calls them exactly what he feels like they are. He calls them sheep. And he says that these sheep are ready for the slaughter. He's literally saying this, that, hey, I know that you're trying to say that these are the smartest people in the world. But when it comes to some spiritual things, they don't always know what's going on. They might have been in church all of their life and still not know how to handle a situation. They might have had it all wrapped up and together, but they still don't understand how to deal with certain stuff. Watch this. The church was divided. In 1 Corinthians 1 and 11, it says it like this. My brothers and sisters, some from Chloe's household have informed me that there are quarrels among you. They fighting. Why are you talking about this, about being an effective leader? Because you don't understand real leadership unless it's been tested. And the fight that they had was that the children, the people, some said they wanted Paul. The other one said that I wanted Paul, but I can't really go with Paul because he's not a great talker. So I'm going to go with Apollos. And then you had the other ones that said, I'm not really following Paul or Apollos. I'm going to follow Jesus. The problem was Jesus wasn't there. So they were really looking just to say, hey, I'm going to go out and can't nobody tell me nothing. Y'all know the kind of followers that they got all of the answers, but nobody asked them the question. And then the other group said, we're going to follow Peter because he's the preacher. He's the one that everybody knows. He's the one that stood up when it was time to stand. So there's a clarification. And what Paul does in 1 Corinthians 3 and 6 is he says, hey, it's no time for all of that y'all got going on. Y'all keep acting like you can only have one leader. But let me break it down to you. I planted. Apollos watered. But it's not about either one of us because it's God that makes it grow. So you can love my type of leadership, but understand this, that anybody in leadership that's not working on the team of other leadership might be working on another team. If they're not working on our team, they might be working on another team. And if they're working on another team, what team are they really working on? That's what we have as a confusion. Because if they're not working on God's team, what team are they working on? Because God's team says that we are kingdom mindset, which means that one plants, the other one waters. But watch this. It's not even about the planting nor the watering. It's God that gives the increase that makes the work that I've done become effective. What kind of leader are you? What type of leader are you? Are you developing people? Are you cultivating people? Are you pushing people to become a better mode of are you able to move people? Are you able to change the mindset and delivery for what people are trying to do? And that's literally this week. I just wanted to come in and ask, what kind of leader are you? Are you trying to push to develop a different rule and relationship with people? Because this leadership development course is designed to help you see the next phase. And what I did is I broke the different types of leaders in all of the areas that I see into two different areas. I feel that there are two different types of leaders, and that's what this whole seminar is about. And that's what after this week, that's next week on Thursday night. That's all we're going to talk about is the first type of leader. And there are two types. The two types that we have are the innovator versus the implementer. Two types of leadership: the innovator or the implementer. And these are the two type of leaders that we have that we're going to discuss. Because if we cannot get this together, if we cannot develop this, we're going to be stuck with just because you teach school, then you need to be a teacher in the youth ministry. And we don't understand that churches have been hurt for years because we had the right people in the wrong place, and they've hurt ministries, they've hurt pastors, they've hurt families, and they've hurt the kingdom because people have left, not because the church was bad, but because you had the right people in the wrong place. And watch this, even eating fruit out of season can kill you. And that's what I really just came on today to talk about. I'm through. I know we wasn't on long. I'm really excited. I just wanted to drop the introduction into what we were doing, and that's what this is, the leadership development, because we're talking about innovator versus implementer every Thursday night in October. For 30 minutes to 45 minutes every Thursday in October at 7 p.m. That's what we're going to be talking about, is implementer versus innovator. And that's what we're pushing this narrative and pushing past the common goals for ministries that people have put for churches, and how we can develop systems based upon knowing the type of leader you are and putting that leader in the right role, and how we can acknowledge we're different and still work together. Thank you so much for joining. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties. It dropped out and came back on once or twice. But next week, we're kicking this off with our first one. We're going to talk about that innovator and what they bring to the table. And then we're going to talk about the implementer and what they bring to the table the week after that. And then the fourth week, we're going to literally talk about how they work together and how they can build massive impact and effective ministries for the kingdom. Thank y'all. I love y'all. See y'all next week for Developing Leadership.